Hey there guys, thanks for joining us on another battle report. Today we're doing our first game of the new 8th edition 40k.
Oh yeah.
So John and I are going to throw down, we're just going to stick some models on the board and have a little go. And we're going to share it with you. We're doing the 75 point power level version,
Yeah,
aren't
we're
we?
just doing power levels for this instance. 75 points, which going by Michael's ethos is about what, 1,500?
Roughly, yeah.
Ish.
So all we're going to do is, we're not going to do anything special, like we're just going to throw some models on the board, run through some of the mechanics and stuff, and see how it goes, and see what we think of it. I'm using Imperial Guard, John's using his Marines. Yeah.
We are both Imperial.
Yep.
So therefore we benefit from each other's buffs, I think.
Did you say butts?
Buffs. Buffs.
Alright, so we'll show you the board and we'll show you the armies, and then we'll get started. Alright, so this is my guard army that I'll be using today. My army is led by a company commander, the guy on the left. And then I have a commissar HQ choice as well, the guy on the right. Which is relevant because I've also got 3 troop choices, 2 infantry squads over there, and a veteran squad over there. Which forms up a new snazzy battalion command thing, which allows me to get +3 command points. If you know what that is, good job, because I don't. No, it gives you a couple of bits and pieces, like you can re-roll a die, or you can make a unit that fails a leadership test to automatically pass it, that sort of stuff. If you spend it, you get like a command pool and you can spend it throughout the game. So as you can see, I've got 2 infantry squads with rocket launchers and grenade launchers. I've got a Kazakin squad with a plasma gun, and I'm pretty sure there's a melter gun in here somewhere. There he is. And then I've got a 4-man plasma gun squad. I've got a veteran squad with 3 melter guns. They are riding in a Chimera. And then my Ogren squad at the back there. So guys kitted out in big bulky suits. I've got a Valkyrie and 2 Lehman Russ tanks. So this is my 75 points. That's going to be throwing down in a kill death mission with John. This is the board. But, whoop, I just killed a couple of guys already.
Some more.
Yeah, it's only guardsmen, they come by easy. So this is sort of a desolated, ruined factory in the middle of an overgrown jungle.
Yeah, as you do, as they like to make it.
Well, it's kind of been left behind, and the growth has taken it over. And then, so there's nothing special. We just threw some scenery on the board. No theme or anything going on. We just wanted to have a go with the mechanics. So let's go have a look at John's army. All right, John, what you got?
Okay, magical stuff. My force is led by a Terminator captain with a power sword and a storm shield. Got 2 tactical squads. Each of them have a flamer and missile launcher and a sergeant. One of them's got a little rhino to transport them in. I've got 2 Terminator squads. Actual standard Terminators, as they are quite good now, apparently.
How come they're not the old shitty Terminators, like these old shitty Marines?
You see, because they look super big when you put them aside now.
Rather than super tiny.
What have I got? One's got an assault cannon, one's got a cyclone, and 2 members of each squad have got a chain fist. And then I've got 2 predators, which are armed as you see. Predator auto cannons, 2 lance cannons, storm bolters. And that is it. That is 74 points versus Jason's 73-ish points, or whatever it was.
The thing with this points level thing is you just choose a squad and they come sort of kind of maxed out like they want.
Well, yeah, ultimately you can.
So you don't have to. It's
Maximum.
sort of like just a quick way of getting some figures on the board to play a game. So you don't have to work out the exact points limit and buy each individual model war gear. They're literally armed with what you can see. So. And you don't even have you don't pay the points for that. Yeah.
Like one of the points when you were putting your army together, you'd looked at the equipment list and you went, oh, what was it called? Volcano cannon.
Yeah,
I'm
0
gonna give my
points.
squad that for 0 points. It's not how it works. So obviously within the limit of what they can actually have, you can just give them what they got.
But I kind of like that because like we obviously just wanted to get a game done here quickly, so we literally just threw some figures on the board, get it going. Yeah. And
75. Oh dear! Somebody's head fell off.
That's pretty much it. So we're going to start first turn and we'll come back to you then. Alright, so just to touch about deployment and the first turn. John deployed all his stuff first, so he got the automatic first turn.
Yep.
Unless I stole the initiative.
Which, of course.
I did. But
Son of a gun.
it wasn't that major beneficial to me. It just meant I got first turn. My things were mostly deployed out here in as far forward as possible, so I could get to cover. These guys on their turn moved into the shrubbery. This Vanquisher moved up to have a bead down there. Nice clear line of sight to that Predator. The Ogrins ran into the ruins over here. This infantry squad ran into the ruins. Commander just behind them. This Executioner moved up, and he has a bead on that Predator over there. Plasma gun squad ran down the hill towards the pipe, and the veterans inside the Chimera have pushed up over there. I forgot to fire the veterans.
0 orders this turn.
Yeah, I didn't cast any orders or command any orders.
Roll some dice. For your multi-laser and heavy bolter.
Well, I've got too many rings in my hand.
That's alright.
Hold on, I'll pause. I'll pause.
So you're going to do some shots from that Chimera that you've
Yep.
got.
So multi-laser into the Predator over there.
Now it's heavy 3, and you moved.
Yep.
So heavy weapons are now -1.
So
So 5's to hit,
got one hit,
1 wound.
And-
Mine toughness 7.
and I'm strength 6. This is how the difference is now. So I'm down by 1.
Yeah, you're lower.
So
It's
I need a
5
5 plus. And I've rolled a 2.
Failed to win. What else have you got on there? You got a heavy bolter that can fire. I think that's
3 shots as
3
well.
shots. Yeah.
So that's 1 hit.
Strength 5, toughness 7 now. It's not double, so it's still 5 to win.
Missed.
Unlucky.
Silly guardsman.
It's good now that everything has got a chance at killing anything else.
Yeah, true. Not with my rolling though.
Well, no, not with that roll.
But as you saw, I moved up there, and then in the shooting phase, my Executioner fired at that Predator. The Executioner cannon missed. Oh no, it did hit, but rolled 1 hit,
Yes.
and then did 3 wounds to it.
You did that with the last cannon.
Oh, did I do that with the
Yeah.
last cannon?
Hit me square on, rolled that d6 and did 3 straight through the armour.
But everything else missed. Over here, I didn't get a lot off. The Vanquisher cannon fired over there and missed. Last cannon missed. Rocket launcher missed. And as you saw, the multi-laser and heavy bolters missed. So my first turn landed 3 wounds on that Predator tank. And if you're not familiar, the wounds obviously are now kind of like in Age of Sigmar, where the more wounds it takes, the less functional it is. But that's me. John, off to you for first turn.
Right.
So this is the end of the Marine turn 1 and end of battle round 1. And the Marines have come in full force. Tried the commander dropped in here. Terminators over here. This is my side of the board, by the way. This is not John's side. Another squad dropped in over here. And you want to explain what the rest did?
Everything generally just moved up like this, moved up. It moved over a tank trap. It only moved though. And the rules say if you advance or charge, then you half the movement stat. So if anyone knows if that's lies and I put my thumb over something, the tank essentially just went, oh, is that a tank trap, is it? And just rolled through. Combat squad moved up. Predator sort of moved up a little bit. They moved up a little bit. And obviously you've already seen all the Terminators that come down. Shoot phase, that was
Start on one side.
interesting. So this side, this combat squad fired at the Ogren unit, but actually missed with the hard hit and crack missile. And all the bolter shots as well. Or did I wound one? No, I don't think I
nothing.
did. This Predator fired everything at the Vanquisher and did alright. Surprisingly, only one last cannon hit and did like 2 wounds.
No, well, I saved that.
No, you saved it, yeah.
Yeah, but
one last cannon got through.
the thing in the
wounded,
middle-
you saved on 6, but the Predator autocannon, 2d3 shots. I think I rolled a 5, wounding on 5s.
I rolled a double
which I got
3 for my
through,
save.
because it's -1, and then each one does 3 wounds. So yeah, 6 wounds off of that one. That's pretty good. That's half of efficiency. Technically, they're next in line. So that Terminator squad split its fire. 2 of the Stormbolters fired at the company commander, and so did the assault cannon. And we got a few wounds off of him.
Well,
Is that wounds taken?
Yeah, this is the wounds taken. So the 2 Stormbolters put 2 wounds on him, and 2 Stormbolters put 3 wounds on him.
That's right.
And then John went with the assault cannon to try and get the Slay the Warlord and First Blood. with an assault cannon with 6 shots, only put 1 more wound on him. So he didn't get it there.
Yes, unfortunately.
And this guy doesn't have a gun.
Nope, he's just got a big hitty stick.
And those guys fired through the door at the Ogrins and missed. Well, they got no wounds.
Yeah, something like that. I can't remember who they fired at. This fired at that squad.
And killed 1 guy.
Now, the dudes in transports can't fire out, so I can't pop the hatch and just flame you with an uber flamer.
No.
And then this dude had a dilemma because we had a Chimera and a whole plasma gun squad and a plasma tank. So I did split my fire a little bit. I put a few wounds with a las cannon onto the Chimera.
5 wounds in fact.
5 wounds onto the Lehman Russ. Again, via the medium of all sorts of stuff.
Wait, the shooting only put 1 wound on the Chimera.
It was, wasn't it?
From that tank. But then the Terminators that dropped in behind here, the missile launcher put 3 more wounds on it. Then they charged, made an 11-inch charge, and between the power fist and chain fist, wrecked it completely. And then also killed one of the guardsmen in it.
Got out.
And then they moved D3 inches forward, or 3 inches forward.
Just 3-inch consolidation.
And consolidated into combat with these guys.
Which is...
Or engaged into combat with them.
Yeah.
So, does killing the Chimera give you first blood?
Yes.
You didn't seem very confident.
Well, it's a unit. I destroyed it.
Yeah.
I get first blood.
Yeah.
It's one of those bleeding chimeras, isn't
It
it?
bleeds, yeah. It first oily blood.
So that's what the state of the first round is. John's put friggin' wounds everywhere. He's taken 6 wounds of that, 3 wounds of the commissar, 3 wounds off the captain, 5 wounds off this executioner, and he took technically 11 wounds off the Chimera, and 1 guy dead there and 1 guy dead, yeah. I passed both my morale checks, so no problem there. No, I don't think. I don't think so.
With the sergeant still alive.
But that's the first round done. So now on to me.
Battle round 2.
Let's go. So Imperial Guard turn 2, and they strike back. My Valkyrie came in and didn't do much.
Although we're not sure
Yeah.
if it was actually allowed to be in reserve in the first place.
It fired its Hellstrike missiles at the Rhino and both missed. Las cannon at the Predator and missed. Heavy bolters at the Predator and missed. So that was that done. Good job. But it's not all bad. My plasma squad over here shuffled up a little bit and rapid fire on supercharge onto those Terminators. As you can see, there's a row of yellow corpses as they all died horribly. Because I got, out of the 8 hits, I got, I think, 7 hits and 1 rolled a 1. I then used one of my command points to reroll that, which was a hit, and obliterated them, which I was super happy with. Before I did that, the other squad backed up, so you can retreat from combat now, but you can't really do much else. So they retreated towards the Predator.
That actually helped, because if you hadn't have done that, you wouldn't have been able to shoot them.
No, exactly,
so
yeah. That was the point of why.
Doing it.
And over here, the execution cannon did 1 wound on the Predator over this. It's got 5 wounds remaining, which means it's starting to take some...
Your last cannon did a wound as well.
Yeah,
Could
that's
have
right.
done a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, but I rolled a 1. And I wanted to use another command point, but I wasn't allowed to, because John's knows the rules and all that nonsense.
I'm making it up.
Movement-wise, on the other side, my commander moved away from this section where he was hiding into the squad, and then made this unit take aim against the whoever they shot, and gave them first rank, second rank fire. They fired into the Terminators and killed 1, which I was quite surprised about. The Ogrins moved up through the tank traps over here, fired into the Terminators, didn't do any damage, but then on the charge did 3 wounds, so it killed another Terminator and put a wound on that Terminator in the middle. Their reply was quite deadly, as they killed 2 Ogrins in return, so morale tests were fine there, but we sort of banging on each other's heads. And then my Vanquish over there fired at the Predator and missed with everything. It needs 5s to hit now because it's taken so much damage. And my Commissar moved towards the back, leading from what he says is from the front, but because we're facing that way, but it's actually the back. And that's pretty much it.
Just want to get in there, because whilst you were doing your end of turn thing, you can use as many command points as you wish per turn.
Oh, you can?
And you can even use multiple, the same
Stratagems.
More than once. Another thing, each army starts off with 3 command points. So you've got 3 standard,
plus 3.
Your battalion of 3.
So I've actually got 6 and you've got 3.
And
Or
I've
four.
got 4 because I only managed to do whatever the hell it was that I did.
Recon one or something.
I did none of them, in fact.
So, I think the scores at the end of my turn, I've got 1 point for killing that unit over there.
Brutal, and I just got headbutted by a bumblebee.
And I've left this guy alone here. He's going to come
I'm
charge.
surprised you didn't just turn everything around.
Well, I kind of figured he can only kill one thing a turn, where these guys can kill a lot more. So hence the reason, hence the reason I went for them and try and whittle them down. Because also, I don't have a lot that can kill Terminators. I was quite surprised that
was just disappeared.
Just this little that smoke. Well, used to be for the Chimera. Now it's for
I couldn't
the.
believe it. That's a 3 power level unit.
Yeah.
3 power level? 4 power level.
Something
3
like
power level.
And they
And that
minced.
was a 13 point.
I don't have a lot that can kill Terminators, except everybody in every edition has been taking plasma guns to kill Terminators.
Yes. That still sticks.
So what points were you? Got 1 point, and I've got 1 point,
I have First Blood
and that's it.
and destroyed the Chimera in itself.
Oh
So I
yes.
get a point for killing it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
A point for
So that's
it's
2.
2 to 1.
Yeah, I got a point for killing those Terminators over there. And in this Valkyrie, by the way, I have a unit of Kazakin, so they went to go destroy some Space
Yeah.
Marines over there.
You've crippled this as well.
Yeah.
This is 5 remaining. So
I've
you've got to
changed my
remember
wounds on my dice, by the way, to wounds remaining rather than wounds taken.
that. Just because of that crazy stat line, we need to know at a glance.
All right, let's get to John's turn 2.
Oh,
So, Marines turn 2, and
Battle
they've-
turn phase 2, whatever it's called.
yeah.
It's done and dusted.
So movement-wise, the commander ran forward, and then in the charge phase, he made a U-turn and came back towards the Ogrins. Yeah. John was basically trying to go for my commander, but then he thought, nah, it's like 10 inches away, I'm not going to make it. I'll just go back to the Ogrins, and rolled 11.
Ridiculous.
And those Marines all piled into this quad for some reason.
I had the Rhino disembarked. I had combat squad go there with the sergeant and flamer. Combat squad come here. These guys moved up. Rhino actually stayed stationary. This predator didn't move. No point.
Those guys jumped the pipe.
They jumped the pipe, and that's it.
By the way, those guys took 2 wounds. Did you need to take a morale test for them?
Yeah, I did. I passed.
You suck.
Yeah.
They shall know no fear.
That as well.
No, so shooting-wise, down here, the Predator put more wounds on the tank. It's got 3 wounds left.
I would have killed it if it wasn't for that
Command,
pesky command point.
yeah, to allow me to re-roll. The Marines tried to finish it off, did nothing. Over here, the Marines, like loads of flamers and bolters and storm bolters and stuff, fired into this guard squad and put some serious hurt on them, like 5 wounds.
Did a fair bit.
And then just, the only thing I had left was the grenade launcher, the rocket launcher, and one last gun with a comm. Like, John thought, I'm going to take them out because this is 7th edition, you need to wipe them.
Well, gets
So
the point. Gets
he
the
charged
process.
it, and I killed 2 on the stand and
Couldn't
shoot.
believe it.
So it was quite funny. 50% of the unit
And
died
that
to
wasn't
running
from what
into a
you'd think
book.
it was. That was from a crack missile. Fair enough, you're going to die there on a lucky 6. But the other one wasn't from the grenade launcher.
No, it was a las
Let
gun.
me figure out what that was.
And he put some more hurt onto this thing with that Predator over there, I think. Was it the
Yes.
Predator that hurt it? Yeah.
Exchanging crippled fire.
Yeah,
Each
so
other.
my tanks are suffering heavily from these freaking las cannons and stuff. Obviously, these guys got wiped out to a man. Actually, that's not true. There was 2 guys left, and they ran away when I rolled 6 for their morale test.
That is correct.
So the others ran away. And then down here, the commander charged in, put a wound in. The Terminators killed the rest of the other 2 ogres. But these 2 stood firm. But I might use the retreat option in my turn again, because they're just going to get mullered. Because the way combat works now is obviously charges go first. So he charged in here with the commander that struck first. And then he went over there, charged in with those guys. And then because he had initiative this turn, or this action, he got to choose the first combat, which was back down here again. So the Terminators got to strike again. And then I got to choose, which obviously those guys were dead. And these were the only other one combat. So they only had 2 guys left to strike back. So it's quite tactical how you use the combats. So we'll see how that goes on my turn. I might leave combat because I don't like combat. I'm God.
They're good at combat. No, Ogrins.
Good's a strong word.
They're better than the other dudes.
Alright, so on to my turn 3 now. Alright, Guardsman turn 3, and I'm now starting to struggle. I just can't get these Marines to go away. My turn, my commander ran all the way from there, all the way out to there to his other squad, looking for some cover. My Valkyrie flew up into the quad over here. Those guys shuffled back into cover, so they can get majority of cover. You can see the Predators unharmed, and I'll go back to that in a second. Plasma squad moved over here, and the Ogrins fell back. I've still got a Kazakhstan squad in here, but because they can only graph shoot out 9 inches away from anyone, and there's freaking Marines all around the center. It means it's either table edge or stay inside.
Yeah, that's a bit awkward, that bit.
So when it came to order phase, I went that they must first rank, second rank fire. They put I got a couple of wounds through here, but John saved them all. Those plasma gunners over there fired and put a single wound through over here, which killed the wounded Terminator. So that's that casualty over there. Over there, I don't remember what hurt this. I think it might have been this tank, because there's no fire arcs anymore. You can fire 360. This tank fired pretty much everything it had. They fired the multi-melters and the last cannon at them. And the
fired this multi-melter on this side.
yeah, pool style, and killed that one Marine over there. And then those guys over there. This is so annoying when it comes dice. Just 3 melter guns. I rolled double 1 and a 4. So I used one of my command points to re-roll the 1. I rolled another 1, and then when I rolled my 4 to see if I get a wound, I rolled another 1. So it was like, right. Then the shotguns got 5 or 6 hits. So I needed 6s to wound, and then rolled a single 6. So they did nothing. And then that Vanquisher cannon over there killed a Marine with its Vanquisher battle cannon. Just blew one Marine straight to hell.
You did that twice this turn. Evaporated Marine.
So my entire turn... Oh, and all the weapons from this fired at that Predator tank as well, and got nothing. So last cannon, 2 Hellfire missiles, and 2 heavy bolters.
I saved them all.
Saved them all, yeah. Every single save. So my total casualties for this turn was 1 Marine over there, 1 Marine over there, and 1 Terminator over there. That's it. Well done, boys. You're doing good. Right, John. Oh, and by the way, it's my turn 3, and the scores are 3-1 to John.
Did you take out another unit yet? No.
Nope.
Wowzers.
Okay, so the Space Marines had their turn 3 and devastated the Imperial Guard. John, for most of the game, nickeled and dimed everything, and then this turn, finished everything off.
Everything. My plans come to fruition.
That Predator finished off the Vanquisher over there.
And then turned its guns and also finished off, I believe...
One of the Ogrins. One of the Ogrins.
Oh, one of them,
yeah. Yeah, so you basically got a victory point for killing the Vanquisher, and then killed one of the Ogrins. These guys over here sprinted through that door.
From here, move 6, advance 6...
And then, because the flame is an assault weapon, flamed the remaining ogre and killed him. Victory point number 2 for this turn. What else? These guys fired onto the plasma gunner squad over here. Killed 3 of them in the morale phase. The other guy ran away. So, victory point number 3. That tank was killed by that tank over there. Victory point number 4.
Where's your commander?
Oh, yes. The commander... was brutalized by something. Oh, those Marines over there moved forward and then rapid fired into his back, which has obviously killed him. He only had 1 wound left, so that was victory point number 5 and 6. 1 for the killing the unit and 1 for being the warlord. So that's 6 victory points this turn. I know there was something else that happened. Obviously, these guys got charged by the commander. My Snapfire did nothing. He brutalized 3 of them, and their return attacks did nothing. But they still managed to hang around for morale purposes.
You did take the head off a Marine.
Yeah, that's right. Those guys fired everything they had into my veterans over there in the bushes and killed 4 of them, including Bomb du Jour. No!
Who is now called Soup du Jour.
Soup du Jour, yeah. But their charge resulted in one of them dying.
Yeah.
And
a failed charge.
couple of things fired at the Valkyrie, which did nothing. And then we basically looked at the scores. It was 9-1 at that point. I have my remaining infantry squad in combat over here. I have my Kazakin in the Valkyrie, but I'm not looking so hot.
I don't know how you can drop them out. You can just disembark, can't you? Surely.
Yeah, I can go into hover mode and drop them out. But also then realized that these guys were in line break over here. So John's leading 10-1 at this point at the end of turn 3. And I think I will safely turn tail and leave this facility. Well done, John.
Thank you very much.
You have devastated me.
It seems like
you've brutalized me so much that I'm never going to play this game again.
Come on! This it seems to be a trend. Our friends on Team Clueless as well. I mean, okay, you're not the best at 40k. But they play.
Oh, you cut me deep, man.
I'm just saying, but neither am I. So we're like, two sponges fighting against each other. Not a lot happens. You hate sponge, don't you?
No one knows that, John.
But
Now we do.
where Michael, the top player, would always win, he had a couple of losses, didn't he?
Yeah.
From somebody that doesn't win very often.
His nemesis, Chris.
As far as I'm aware, anyway.
Well, yeah, Chris would be the first one to admit he doesn't beat Mike very often.
And then me, 8th is the underdog's game. It's like, it's so simple, even I can't mess it up.
Yeah, but when two underdogs play against each other, still one of the underdogs is losing.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, I thought that was pretty fine. I mean, the rules are pretty simple enough. The only problem I had was...
Is it too simple?
Well, no, the freaking going through that book, man, because you're constantly having to... I mean, this is the book I was using, which has every single Imperium unit in the history of 40k.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Because then you've got this one, which is Imperium Book 1.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah. So,
with all of this.
For someone who's not exactly, knowledgeable of every single unit of every army...
Especially with new stats and everything else.
Yeah. Every turn, it's like, spend 20 minutes looking through the book.
What's the Predator again?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
What's the armor value for this? And how much? Oh man.
Yes, we could bookmark them. No,
and print stuff out. But even still, I mean, I think the idea behind this sort of thing is that, it's accessible to new gamers and stuff. But Christ, it takes a long time to look up everything.
If we knew everything, I think that game would have been over in a lot less time, obviously.
Yeah. But other than that, I thought it was pretty fine. I mean, there's a couple of niggly things that bug me, but overall, it's just like... It's difficult, isn't it? Because just like when Age of Sigmar came out, change is hard to accept.
Yes.
And when you look at, things and you go, but it used to be like this, and it used to be like that, and now this is crap, and this is better. And
it's difficult having to rewire from... You were just getting the hang of 7.
Yes, I was.
and now we're on this, which is... It's okay. It's fairly easy to do. And they've stripped it back a lot, which is cool, because it's easier. You can get more games in, most probably. But I'm still a bit worried that they've stripped it back too much. And we've been through pretty much every edition of 40k that we've played.
Yeah.
From, 3rd, most probably, onwards. And they change it, and they make it a bit better, and then they strip it back. Like the whole, you can shoot an enemy unit, but even if you can't see half of them, they can still take wounds.
Yeah, they can be miles away and still die.
That does irk me as well. Like you said, you didn't enjoy that, and I didn't enjoy that. I do like the 7th edition bit for that. You could kill what you could see, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Games Workshop's current ethos, it's play the way you want to play. That's what they did with Age of Sigmar.
Oh, no, I completely agree.
And I mean, if we really wanted to, we could house rule that and say you can only kill what you can see.
Yeah, boom, done.
But I definitely want to play this a few more times. I know we got a game next Friday with the guys from Team Clueless.
Yes, we do.
And that'll be interesting because Mike's a power gamer.
As much as he can be.
Yeah.
As much as he can be.
So now that he's learning the new rules, this will be my chance to finally beat him at 40k.
Mate, you need to kick that pigeon in the face.
Yes. And what we're referring to is not Mike's face.
No.
It's,
and he is not a pigeon.
Hellbreak?
No, he's got
the old...
that Tzinchian friggin'
Lord of
Change. But he uses one that's about literally this size.
of course he does, yes. He uses that one, doesn't he? Yeah.
You remember.
Yeah, I've had it on my side a couple of times.
By the way, Ash is here, and he's been doing our page buddy.
I've been flicking through all the pages, making sure they know what's there. Arcs. weapon arcs. That's the only thing I is bugging me
that's-
right now.
yeah.
And like, I can shoot you even though my gun's facing that way. It's like, but the tanks, tacticalness.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you can theme that away by saying everything's fluid and everything's moving cohesively. But
Right.
what it does bug me though is that there's no tactical advantage of shooting something in the rear.
Yeah, it's like you could, if you're going to go with the toughness thing, you could have just gone with what they've done in bolt action, where if you shoot something in the rear,
You get +1.
well, yeah, something like that. Nice and simple, not complicated.
That's a good shout, actually. Yeah,
It's done.
+1 to wound or whatever it is.
And also it takes that the tactical kind of hiding, where like we just said, you could shoot something in the rear by coming up from behind. But the counter that is, if you know you can, I'm going to move around the back of you, so you can't shoot me. Well, that doesn't matter now. I can shoot you anywhere you are.
Yeah.
And of course, then on top of that, you can shoot stuff that you can't even see anymore.
As long as you see one guy.
Yeah, so long as you can see one guy, you can
Draw
murder
line
the
of sight,
squad.
yeah.
And obviously, based on this first play, the mission that we were playing, I found the new command system, the morale thing like they do in Age of Sigmar, doesn't affect Marines in any way. I mean, unless you can... Because you combat squad most of your stuff.
As Ash pointed out, I put my dudes into combat squads not because of that it's actually really good for them. I just thought I'd give Jason a bit more opportunity to get some kill points. However, it was pointed out that means you're either going to get wiped out or take 2 casualties, in which point you can't really fail as a combat squad.
And even if you take 3, you're going to need
even
6.
if I did, I have no fear. So I get to re-roll it.
So basically,
there's a 1 in 36 chance.
I like those odds. I did win a lot of money from those odds.
So morale basically means for Marines, they're never going to lose anything from morale. Whereas means things like guard armies are constantly losing stuff all the time. You just have to pick off 2 or 3 from a squad, and they are losing more stuff on top of that.
It didn't really show in this game though, other than obviously the 4-man squad that ran away.
Well, I had obviously the 3-man guys that were left here. They ran away as well.
They did, yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Ogrins were hanging on by dear life. If I didn't pull them out, they would have ran away as well. So it's interesting. I'm not saying it's bad or
When you
good.
say pull them out.
Yeah.
Do you mean when they sort of step back a bit? And
into a fireball.
Accidentally stepped into my army. Yeah.
And of course, there's lots of little things that you just need to get used to. Because rules change.
Still a lot of little bits
Flamethrowers firing over their own units and not burning their men to kill everybody else.
And things you got to remember as well, like things that can run and then assault and stuff.
Yeah, assault weapons where you can advance.
Things that can deep strike and then assault as well. I didn't realize that could happen. Not that it would have made any difference to my actual overall tactics, because I'm rubbish at this game. But
you've just come from an edition where, yes, they're deployed, but you've got
a turn to react. Yeah, like for example, when I put my commander over there, thinking he was safe, not realizing, of course, that you could just deep strike 9 inches away and then charge him. I was like, oh fuck, that's bad. I'm gonna lose my commander on the first turn.
A bit of a brutal possibility.
And of course, you could shoot as well with no penalizations or coming down. So that's stuff to remember rather than.
Other than heavy weapons, still you count as moving.
Yeah.
For the purposes of that.
But anyway, there's our first game of the new 8th edition of 40k, and John has pulled 1-0 ahead in our grudge match of the window lickers. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll be back next Friday with some more 40k.
That's my line.
Look what I found!
I'll be